Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 50 here on season 1. Sorry if my hair's messed up. I just rolled out of bed, so I know that you guys will completely understand, but it's been a hectic week here around the Coach Keith Bridgeforth facility. Anyways, so today we're talking about, should you set up Stash Retire different than your Stash Invest account? So for those of you guys for those of you who don't know, Stash Retire is a Roth IRA, where Stash Invest is just a typical investment, high interest investment account. So should you set up your Roth IRA the same way that you would set up your high investment account? And I think that there's three things that depends upon, or actually one thing, to be honest. And it depends upon your goal for Stash Invest versus Stash Retire. So Stash Retire, obviously, your plan on Stash Retire should be to be in there for at least until you're 59 and a half, because it's a Roth IRA, so you don't want to touch that money until you become 59 and a half, so you don't have to pay taxes on it. However, Stash Invest, you're going to have to pay taxes on those capital gains regardless. So if your goal for Stash Invest is to be a more short-term, like if you have a short-term goal, say you're saving up for a down payment on a house, a new car, whatever it may be, or trying to save up some money to leverage that into a bigger account or something, then excuse me, then your goal is going to be different. So if you're playing the long game, which the long game is probably, for most of you, is probably 30 to 40 years. So what I mean by long game is if you're playing it till you're 59 and a half at least, then yes, I think that you can use the same strategy that you have for Stash Retire as Stash Invest. And what I would do is, on both those accounts, is I would be heavily invested into stocks that pay a lot of dividends, for instance, delicious dividends, because those are what's going to help compound your account quicker, and it's going to help you generate greater profits in both your accounts. So if you're playing the long game, yes. If you're trying to play the short game on your Stash Invest account, then obviously they're not going to be the same, because one, you're going to have to really try to generate quick profits really fast, or the other one, it doesn't really matter. 7 to 6 or 5 to 10% return off your Stash Retire account is actually really good. So it's fine for that. But for your Stash Invest that you're trying to make money in 5 years, you're going to want to generate higher profits, 15 to 20%, so that way you can increase it very quickly. So on that kind of account, you're going to have to get risky, and that means that you're not going to diversify as much. So on a long-term account, you're going to want to diversify. So you're going to want to be in a lot of different ETFs, probably I would say 10 to 20 different ETFs, where on a Stash Retire or a Stash Invest short game account, you're going to want to be in 2 to 3 that you feel, or that you've researched, that are going to probably spike to 20% in the next 5 years. So I hope that kind of gets you guys an idea. With your long-term account, obviously, yes, diversify. With your short-term account, if you're trying to have a short-term account, don't diversify. Yeah, it's safer to diversify, but if it's short, you're going to have to get more risky, which, if you're trying to make money in 5 years, you have to understand that it's going to be a lot more risky than making money over the course of 40 years. So anyways, I guess that wraps it up. I'll just run through it real quick. So should your Stash Invest account be the same as your Stash Retire? And it depends if you're short, if you're trying to play the short game with Stash Retire, or if you're trying to play this long game. I mean, if you're playing the short game with Stash Invest, or the long game with Stash Invest. And if you're playing the long game, then it doesn't matter. They can both be the same, because you're both playing the same game. And to do that, you want to diversify to have a steady increase. And I would suggest getting into stocks or ETFs that pay big dividends, so that those can compound, which will help you generate higher profits. Secondly, if you're in the short game, then you have to get risky. I would recommend either 1 to 5 different ETFs that you feel, or that you research, that are probably going to go up within the next 5 years about 20%. Anyways, that wraps up. Let's go ahead and dive into the question of the day. The question of the day is $35,000 before taxes enough? Is taxes enough to live on? This person like botched the question up, but is $35,000 before taxes enough to live on your own? Yeah, in some cities I think it definitely is. Here in San Diego, it's definitely not. You would definitely need to make a lot more than that. However, in like other cities, I would assume like in the South or the Midwest, you could definitely probably live off of $35,000. I mean, there's houses that go for that much. So, yes, you can. You just have to find the right place to live. And even like overseas, like Chiang Mai, Thailand, there's other places that you could live that money is like you would be considered really rich over there. So yes, it's all about where you live and that kind of stuff. Anyways, if you guys have answered that question, I'd love to see it down below. If you guys have any questions for future episodes, post them down below and I will get them on the next episode like always. And don't forget to subscribe up here. Check out how I'm going from $217 to $100,000. And don't forget to check out this other video right here. And until next time, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it.